movie begins with two sisters in a supermarket preparing for their escape to New York. The younger sister wants chocolates, but the elder sister refuses, saying they must save money. Their conversation reveals they are running from their abusive father. Despite this, the younger sister secretly takes the chocolates. Suddenly, their father enters the store looking for them. Terrified, the girls try to sneak out, but the alarm goes off because of the stolen chocolates. Their father chases them while one of their father's men blocks their escape with a car. Desperate, the elder sister pulls out a gun. Despite this, their father keeps approaching, mocking her. With no other choice, the elder sister shoots him to protect her sister. Even after being shot, he grabs the little girl's leg. As the police arrive, the elder sister makes a painful decision. She runs away to escape, leaving her little sister behind. The scene then shifts to 10 years later in New York City. The elder sister arrives at a high-rise building called The Virgil and rings the doorbell. While waiting, she notices strange engravings related to hell and Satan near the entrance. A woman named Lily opens the door. The elder sister introduces herself as Isabella and says she is the new maid. After checking her ID, Lily lets her inside. Inside the apartment, Isabel notices that the main door has multiple heavy locks. When she asks about it, Lily explains that the building is very old and needs strong security for safety. Lily then tells Isabel to hand over her phone, saying all residents require complete privacy. Though surprised, Isabel agrees. Just then, Lily introduces her to Sharon, the owner of a successful anti-aging cosmetics company. Seeing that Isabel is wet from the rain, Sharon kindly offers her a coat. But when she notices an injury near Isabel's eye and asks about it, Isabel says she fell in the shower. But Sharon gently tells her that she doesn't have to hide the truth and reassures her that this is a safe place. As Lily leads Isabel through the building, she notices maids busily working everywhere. Lily briefly stops to speak to maids having dinner when a child rudely calls Isabel Piggy, and Lily quickly scolds him. When Isabel asks about the celebration, Lily explains it is a tradition where one hardworking maid is rewarded, adding that the establishment gives broken and struggling women a chance to rebuild their lives. When they finally reach Isabel's room, Lily's husband Ray suddenly appears from inside. Lily sharply warns him to stay away from the new arrivals before sending him off. She apologizes to Isabel, explaining that Ray drinks too much and often says strange things. Before leaving, Lily assures her she'll show her the rest of the building tomorrow and advises her to get some rest. After settling in, Isabel unpacks and goes for a shower. As steam fills the bathroom, a chilling message briefly appears on the mirror: "They will kill you," but it fades before she notices. Back in her room, she hears strange noises from the air duct. When she looks closer, she sees a pair of eyes staring at her, making her jump in fear. Soon after, she hears a woman laughing outside her door, but when she checks, the hallway is empty. Suddenly, the lights begin switching off one by one, and when they flicker back on, a shadowy figure stands at the far end. Terrified, Isabel rushes inside, locks the door, and blocks it with a chair. She sits on her bed, anxiously staring at the air vent. Later that night, someone tries to unlock her door, but the chair stops them from getting in. At the same time, an unseen figure watches her through the vent. At the foot of her bed, someone is there. A man with a pig-like mask is licking her feet. His drool wakes her up, but when she looks around, the room seems empty. Confused, she checks under the bed, but finds nothing. Just as she backs up, the masked man attacks her from behind. He tries to knock her out using a chloroform, but Isabel fights back and manages to take him down. However, she gets dizzy due to chloroform and realizes that more masked people start entering the room through a hidden passage behind the refrigerator. Soon, Isabel becomes unconscious. Soon, it's revealed that the masked figures include Sharon, Kevin, and one who Isabel knocked out is Bob. Then, Kevin opens the door, letting in two more attackers. Sharon grabs her legs, but Isabel quickly reacts. She uses a live wire to shock Sharon and escapes. Isabel hides in the closet while Sharon and Bob gain consciousness, and all of them surround the closet. When they open it, she attacks suddenly and decapitates Kevin. She takes out a shotgun and shoots one of the masked strangers. Sharon kicks out the shotgun. She takes a machete to fight the three of them. One tries to grab the shotgun, but she cuts him down, killing him. As Isabel fights Sharon and Bob, Isabel then hides under the bed and uses a mattress to pin them down, then repeatedly stabs Bob. Sharon finds the shotgun and shoots, but Isabel manages to avoid the bullets. The gun is now out of bullets. The battle escalates into hand-to-hand combat, whereas Bob throws a knife at Isabel, but it hits Sharon. Soon, Isabel knocks Sharon. Bob, badly injured, tries to escape, but Isabel chases him, catches him, and finishes him. After the fight, Lily confronts Isabel, realizing she is not just a maid. Angry, Lily asks Isabel one direct question: who she really is. Isabel finally reveals her true identity. Her real name is Asia. She admits that 10 years ago, she made the biggest mistake of her life by abandoning her younger sister Maria while escaping from their father. Their father survived, Maria was taken back into his custody, and Asia was later caught by the police and sent to prison for nearly 10 years. During that time, she became strong and learned how to fight. Before getting out, Asia hired a private investigator who tracked Maria's last location to this same building, where girls were mysteriously going missing. To get inside, Asia took on the identity of a maid named Isabel. Now, standing in the corridor after defeating the attackers, Asia confronts Lily and demands to see her sister, warning that she won't hurt anyone if they hand Maria over. Lily stays completely calm and says she first needs to take care of her family. The people Asia just fought start coming back like nothing happened. Even Kevin, whose head was cut off, somehow puts it back, and the others begin fixing their bodies. Before Asia can react, one of the maids suddenly attacks her. In panic, stabs her, then runs into her room. Inside, a kid screams, asking about his mother. Asia yells at him to be quiet and quickly starts blocking the door. But suddenly, the kid attacks her from behind and stabs her. Asia manages to knock him out with one hit. Injured and struggling, Asia manages to pull the knife out of her back. Inside the room, Asia tries to escape. She moves the refrigerator, but there is no hidden passage. She tries breaking the window and even tears open the air duct, but none of it works. Meanwhile, people keep banging on the door. With no options left, Asia finally notices a hidden trapdoor under the carpet. She quickly opens it and jumps inside. Crawling carefully through the dark tunnel, she tries to stay quiet, but Bob is already inside, waiting for her. Hearing him nearby, Asia quickly climbs up and hides out of his sight. After he moves away, her body, already exhausted and injured, gives in, and she collapses for a moment. Then Asia crawls through a narrow tunnel and overhears Lily, Sharon, and Kevin talking nearby. Suddenly, Lily opens a hidden door and catches her by surprise. Asia quickly shuts the door. They attack her with a machete, and Asia runs, but the blade cuts her hand, trapping her. So Asia cuts her own trapped hand free and runs. Lily shouts that they need Asia alive. Sharon chases her through the tunnels and gets close enough to attack, but Asia manages to stab her with a nail and kills her again, grabbing her shotgun. Asia crawls forward, but Sharon comes alive again and grabs her. This time, Asia shoots and blows her head off. Still, the body keeps moving without the head. Luckily, it goes the wrong way. At that moment, Lily's husband Ray suddenly appears and pulls Asia away, saving her from Kevin. Once the path is clear, Ray asks her if she saw the message on the mirror, but Asia says she didn't. He then reveals the truth. The building is over 100 years old and actually works like a temple for Satan. The people living there made a deal with the devil. In return for sacrificing others, they were given immortality, which is why they can't die no matter what happens to them. Ray also explains that there is a list of names, and if someone's name is written on it, they become immortal too. The group keeps bringing in new people only to sacrifice them, and now Asia is their next target. As they are escaping out of the tunnel, Sharon's eye crawls out from the damaged head and begins following Asia and Ray. They climb up and reach the second level, while the eye secretly follows them. Soon, they enter a room where Asia finally finds her long-lost sister, Maria. Shocked, Asia tells Maria that she came to save her and explains that the entire building is a dangerous satanic cult that sacrifices people. But Maria calmly replies that she already knows, leaving Asia confused. We get a flashback to the night Maria was left behind. After Asia ran, Maria's life became horrible. Later, she saw a job ad for the Virgil building and went there, hoping for a better life. But when she arrived, she was greeted by the same pig-masked cult members. Lily told her that normally they would kill her, but since one maid was caught stealing and would be sacrificed, Maria could take the maid's place. With no other choice, Maria stayed and slowly accepted that place as her home. Back in the present, Sharon's eye secretly listens to the sisters. Maria tells Asia that this is her home now and she's not leaving. Asia insists she came to save her, but Maria is angry. She reminds Asia how she abandoned her when she needed her the most, when their father was hurting her and when she was alone. Now she says it's too late and she doesn't need her anymore. Asia gets frustrated and their argument turns intense. In the end, Asia knocks Maria unconscious so she can take her with her. She then asks Ray how to escape. Ray explains that the only way out is through a fire escape on the roof, but they must pass through the dangerous 9th floor. Still, he agrees to help her. At the same time, Sharon's eye falls from above, but Asia notices it and crushes it. Meanwhile, Kevin finds Sharon's damaged body. Using strange gestures, she signals to him that Asia is on the 2nd level. Two members get the message from Kevin and enter the room, but Asia quickly shoots them down. Carrying Maria on her shoulder, she runs through the corridor with Ray's help. Ray opens the fire escape path and tries to hold the others back, but Kevin overpowers him and gets through. Asia barely escapes. Kevin then warns Ray that he will pay for betraying them and orders Bob to find the girls. Asia manages exits to the emergency lift and enters a small kitchen. Suddenly, she hears someone coming. It's Bob. She quickly hides under a table with Maria. Bob finds the shotgun and starts searching. Then Maria wakes up, but Asia keeps her quiet. Just when Asia thinks she's safe, Bob suddenly grabs her and drags her out. He pins her down and starts beating her. But at the last moment, Maria smashes Bob's head with an axe, saving her sister. In another room, old photos show Lily and Ray together over many decades, hinting at their long past. Lily confronts Ray, asking why he betrayed them. Ray admits he is tired of all the killing. He says that in the beginning, he convinced himself they were doing something good by sacrificing criminals, but now they are killing innocent people. Lily disagrees and says the world has never been fair. She reminds him of their past, how they were alone, weak, and rejected by everyone. According to her, this place gave them a home and power. But Ray argues that it's not a home anymore, it's a prison. At that moment, Kevin enters and calls Lily. They leave Ray guarded by Sharon, who is slowly regenerating with a half-formed face. Then Lily makes an announcement to everyone in the building. She reveals that their target has escaped and tells them that her real name is Asia Reeves. She orders everyone to search every floor, saying they need Asia alive, but they can make her suffer. She ends by warning Asia that she will personally sacrifice her. Back in the kitchen, Asia wakes up and sees Maria tying Bob. Maria tells her to go to the elevator while she distracts the others. But as soon as Maria leaves, Asia hears her scream. Asia rushes into the room, but it's completely dark. Suddenly, someone attacks her, and her shotgun is taken away. She is surrounded and attacked from all sides, barely managing to escape. Thinking fast, Asia grabs some liquor, pours it on an axe, and lights it on fire. With the burning axe, she goes back in. Now able to see, she realizes the masked people have taken Maria. Furious, Asia fights her way through them, taking them down one by one. At one point, someone points a gun at her, but she blocks the shot using a table and quickly kills the attacker. She removes one man's mask, and the man begs for his life, saying they are just trying to survive. But before he can finish, Maria suddenly shoots him. The sisters finally reunite and hug each other tightly. Maria says Asia should have left her before, but Asia refuses and tells her she will never leave her again. As all the injured people start coming back to life again, the sisters quickly run to the elevator shaft to escape. Inside, Maria helps bandage Asia's injured hand. During this moment, Maria reveals that their father died from cancer 2 years ago. Both sisters finally apologize to each other for everything that happened in the past. Meanwhile, Lily and Kevin arrive at the room, see the damage, and continue the hunt. Lily notices a trail of blood near the elevator and figures out where Asia is hiding. As the sisters climb up the shaft, Bob suddenly appears again. Asia shoots at him but misses. While reloading, she drops the ammo, but Maria catches it just in time. Asia fires again, but the gun jams. She throws the shotgun at Bob, but it barely slows him down. They keep climbing, but suddenly another man attacks them from a nearby door. Maria pushes him down, which briefly delays Bob. The sisters then enter through the open door, hoping to escape, only to find Lily and the entire group waiting for them. Asia threatens to jump, saying she would rather die than let them sacrifice her. She tells Lily to let Maria go in exchange, but Lily calmly reveals the truth. Maria is not a victim. She chose to be here. She made a deal with the devil and agreed to bring someone as a sacrifice. We see a flashback of when Maria first arrived at the building. She was given a choice, either become the sacrifice herself or offer someone else. She chose to survive and gave the name Isabel, but instead of the real Isabel, Asia came in her place. Now if Maria fails to deliver a sacrifice, she will be killed. Hearing this, Asia is completely shocked and heartbroken. Just then, Kevin tries to grab Asia, but in the struggle, she slips and falls into the elevator shaft. Just as she's about to fall, Bob catches her and pulls her back up. Before she can react, Lily stabs Asia in the stomach and drags her away for the ritual. At the same time, they also take Ray with them for punishment. Only a few members enter the ritual room. Inside, there is a disturbing setup, a pig's head mounted on a stick. Lily uses Asia's blood and holds it under the pig's nose. A shadowy force appears and moves into the pig's head. Suddenly, the pig's head comes to life and begins to speak. Kevin tells the devil that Maria and Ray have betrayed them. Lily tries to defend her husband, saying he just lost control for a moment, but the devil isn't convinced. It removes Ray's name from the list, taking away his immortality. Then it gives Lily a cruel choice: kill her husband, or die. Shaken, Lily chooses the cult and slits Ray's throat, killing him. Next, it's Maria's turn. She begs for forgiveness, but the devil demands to prove her loyalty by killing Asia, and the devil tells Maria to write her name in the list. Maria picks up the knife and writes her own name on the list. As they bring Asia forward for the sacrifice, Maria quietly says she wishes they had more time together. In the very next moment, Maria turns the knife on herself and slits her throat. Everyone is shocked. Asia falls beside her, heartbroken. Maria apologizes and tells Asia to destroy them all, and then Maria dies. Enraged, Asia slowly gets up. Maria had written Asia's name on the pig's head, but Asia cuts her name out of Pig's head and keeps it with her. Because of Maria's sacrifice, Asia's wounds begin to heal. She is now immortal. Without wasting time, Asia throws a knife at Bob. Lily orders everyone to attack her, telling them to erase her name from the skin. But now Asia fights back. She chains one of them, pins Kevin to the wall, and takes down Sharon again. Bob wakes up again, and Lily grabs a knife and charges at her, but Asia cuts her down. Bob attacks and pins Asia to the wall, but she overpowers him and slams his head into a pipe. Desperate, Lily calls the devil for help. The dark entity attaches itself to Lily, making her even more dangerous. Asia grabs a knife as the devil attacks her, and a brutal fight begins. At one point, the devil tries to break her by speaking in Maria's voice, blaming Asia for her death. But instead of breaking, Asia snaps with rage. Asia rips off the pig's head and uses it to push Lily back, forcing her onto the sharp stick and stabbing her in the stomach. Asia demands the devil to give her sister back, but the entity reminds her of the rule, one life for one death. Realizing this, Asia sets the pig's head on fire. As it burns, all the names begin to burn with it. The immortality of everyone who Asia attacks starts to fade. One by one, they begin to die for real, as the curse finally breaks. Then Asia throws the burning pig's head into the crowd and falls into the elevator with the impact blasts. Everyone stands in shock as Asia calmly walks out carrying Maria's body. No one dares to stop her. Outside, Asia meets her private investigator. She then places Maria's body in the back seat. The investigator feels sorry for her loss, but suddenly Maria comes back to life. Asia then explains to Maria that she had already changed the name on the pig's head from her own to Maria's earlier, which is why Maria is now alive and immortal. She also tells her that she killed everyone inside. The investigator gets confused and asks what they are talking about, but Asia ignores him and tells Maria that she will never leave her again, and the sisters hug each other. Seeing all this, the investigator decides he doesn't want to know the truth anymore and just asks where they want to go. Asia says they should go as far away as possible. As they drive away from the Virgil building, it explodes behind them in a massive blast, and the movie ends. And that wraps up They Will Kill You. If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and hit the bell for more chilling movie stories. Until next time, stay curious and stay safe.